Previously.
A wine bar opened in New Appaloosa around the time the first residents went missing. Some believe that the very special wine and the meaty snacks are made from human flesh and blood.
Sounds oddly familiar. Where have I heard that story before?
Back in the late 70s, there was that horror flick called Meat Grinder.
If we make Oasis Springs safe again, will we get another shot at visiting the Institute without me volunteering as a guinea pig?
The next time we meet, you will recognize me as your friend Loki and confirm everything I tell my family about our relationship.
How about I rip your throat out, werewolf scum?
Aya and I go way back, you know?
Grandma Claire died because I didn't tell anyone about her alcohol addiction.
You won't leave me though, will you?
Not over this, no.
Ha! You really didn't expect that, did you? And I certainly didn't expect you to be so squeamish. Aya Crumplebottom, the great spiky leather jacket-wearing rebel, freaks out about a little bit blood on the big screen.
Fuck the trashy movie, I don't give a shit. You though? It almost seemed like you were getting off on those people consuming human flesh without knowing what it was. I thought you had learned some manners at the orphanage, and now you come out and tell me that you're okay with cannibalism?
I don't know what you think happens at orphanages, but cannibalism isn't usually the topic of the day. Why would it be? All of society teaches us that eating other humans is among the most reprehensible things one could possibly do. But when you think about it, there aren't actually any laws of nature that forbid it, only man-made ones.
So what are you trying to tell me?
That we should not confuse our modern Western morals with some divine plan. I once read about tribes that eat their dead and consider this a great honor, whereas die without anyone willing to eat your remains is the greatest shame, because it means you have no friends. If that sounds disgusting to you, how is it better to put dead bodies in the ground to be eaten by worms instead?
But we weren't talking about exotic burial rites. We just watched a horror movie about a serial killer murdering people for the very purpose of turning them into food, and I'm not sure you realize that he was meant to be the bad guy.
I do realize that, but in my eyes, he's bad because he murders people, not because he eats them. You might as well vilify the countries of the Eastern Highlands that consider cats and dogs a delicacy.
That's hardly the same thing.
It is to me, because I like dogs more than humans. But even I know that a dead dog doesn't come back to life, so why let his meat go to waste?
Lemon soda and a veggie burger, please.
Just a glass of water. Thanks.
Not hungry? Who are you, and what have you done to my friend Garm?
I could ask you the same thing. Veggie burger. Huh? Looks like someone has lost their appetite for meat. As for me, I just don't have time for a big meal. Curfew at the orphanage starts at 10 p.m., which means I'm already late and will probably get yelled at by the wardens.
Well, soon enough you'll officially be an adult. Then you can start your own orphanage, make your own rules, and turn misbehaving children into burgers.
That's the morbid I know. Welcome back.
This is the place. Nothing out of the ordinary at first sight, but they're likely to have plenty of skeletons in their closet. Literally.
Alright. I'll go in and take a look. You stay out here, bitch, and stand by in case we need to make a quick escape.
We'll wait for your signal.
Sorry, ma'am. We're not open yet.
Then why is the door open? And haven't I seen you before?
Hard to say. Perhaps if you took those shades off.
Now I remember. You're that werewolf from the island of Windenburg. Justin, isn't it?
Then you must be Aya Mamini. Since you're a witch, I suppose you have some kind of illusion spell going on while you're in this outfit, and that's why I didn't recognize you right away? Anyway, my father is expecting you.
Your father? Wait a second. Garm?
In the flesh. Nice to see you again, Aya. Come sit with me. Easy there. We're just talking.
My familiar couldn't wait to come here with me. I suppose the reason is you. But she can't know about our past. So what did you do to upset her that much?
Please, is that your way of greeting an old friend you haven't seen in ages? Let's start again. Hello, Aya. Can I order anything for you? A glass of my prestigious wine, perhaps, or even an entire bottle for old time's sake?
Keep the toxic stuff to yourself, and the niceties as well. In case you forgot, we didn't part on amicable terms. After what you did, I've been hoping that if I'd ever see you again, you'd be lying motionless in a coffin. In other words, this is not a friendly visit.
Then make it quick, because I'm a busy man these days.
I can see that. And this can be as quick as you allow it to be. Just relocate your business elsewhere, or better yet, shut it down entirely, and leave both the residents and the tourists of Oasis Springs alone. In turn, I will leave you alone. Do we have a deal?
Slow down. What are you even talking about?
The disappearances. Isn't that your doing? At first I didn't believe the urban legend about them being turned into food, but now that you're here, it all makes sense. You're a werewolf after all, just like your son, and creatures like you tend to see others not as people, but as prey.
We have veggie burgers too, if you still fancy them.
If you agree to revise your menu to only include those, or at least remove the meals that contain human remains, I'll let you off the hook. That's more generous than my previous demand, and more mercy than you deserve, but it's also my final offer. So I ask again, do we have a deal?
What happens if I refuse?
Then I will shut your business down myself, and that could turn out slightly more unpleasant for you and your thugs. I tend to keep my promises. You know, for old time's sake.
Seems like our friendship has reached a dead end.
As a chess player, I prefer to call it a stalemate.
That's the signal word.
Bitch.
Right here.
You're not going anywhere, asshole.
Damn it, he's strong.
Your combat style is very elegant, and you're a hybrid, like me. We could use someone like you. Why don't you join our business?
You have to be kidding me.
Garm's horse. Unless he runs even faster than he rides, he must be hiding in this cabin.
Careful. This smells like a trap to me.
I don't know what you're up to, Garm, but sooner or later I'll find you anyway. So do us all a favor and just show yourself, okay? Huh.
Good boy. This sleeping potion should keep you out of commission just long enough for your family to find what I'm looking for and return home. But I'll check in on you again in a few days, just to be sure.
No, Jaden, I don't have time today.
What?
Shouldn't you be at school anyway? I'm just dropping off my luggage and then I'll be on my way to university.
That's going to be a problem.
Yeah, I'm positive that I'll make it through the day. I slept on the plane, even had some weird dream about exploding chickens. As for your dream, that might actually have been a vision. Bitch can indeed turn into a unicorn as of late.
Sorry, Leviathan. If Wilbeka is back early, for whatever reason, you're not staying here. I don't think there's anything in this room that she might need, but still, we can't risk her coming in and finding you.
Tiamo is keeping me posted on the situation in Oasis Springs, and didn't Evelyn explain at some point that vampires scare her the most out of all occults, because they look human, but feed on humans, kind of like cannibals? Fuck, your mother would not approve of what's happening there at the moment. Mine has been through worse though, so she'll be fine.
I sure hope so.
Remember back at your grandmother's funeral, you said you wouldn't leave me over her death. Is that still true?
Well, she died 7 years ago and I'm still here. So I'd say I've kept my promise. A promise I had completely forgotten about until now.
You're right, that was in the past. We should focus on the future. Any plan for what you might want to do for a living after school?
Not many, but I was thinking about opening a flower shop.
Really?
Funny that you brought up Grandma Claire. It was actually her chickens that gave me the idea, believe it or not. They were all named after flowers, and I've always had a green thumb, so why not? My father won't like the idea, but who cares?
I owe your father a great deal. Without him, that orphanage would never have admitted me.
So? Are you going to show your gratitude by taking over his banking business in my place? Because I'll never become the perfect heir he wants me to be, that's for sure.
Before we make plans involving me in your family's businesses, there's something I need to tell you. I met my parents again.
What? Your real parents? As in the people who brought you into this world just to abandon you a little while later?
Yes, those. You know, I learned something about myself when I reached puberty.
Congratulations. It takes many people a lot longer to find out who they really are.
No, I don't mean something normal like sexuality, or that phone salespeople are evil. It was something much more unusual that explained my uncanny connection with dogs, among other things. I needed to know if that was the reason my parents abandoned me, so I started looking for them. After 7 years, I finally found them and confronted them about it.
You never mentioned that you were looking for them. How did it go?
It wasn't easy to get out of them, but in the end, they confirmed my theory. They didn't want me because I am different.
Different? In what way?
In a way that made them feel embarrassed and scared. They feared what might happen to them if I ever lost control. Turns out they were right, in regard to the latter point, at least. When I got angry, I lashed out, and now they'll never hurt me again.
Calm, you're glowing.
But it served them right. I don't regret what happened to them. With your grandmother, it's a different story.
What the hell are you talking about?
Your grandmother didn't drown because she was too drunk to take care of herself. I mean, yes, she was drunk, like most nights, but that's not the reason she fell into the pond. She got mad at me for breaking the curfew. I lost control and then I pushed her.
Stop it. This is not funny.
Probably not, but back then it kinda was. Seeing her flail about like she didn't know how to swim, while I just stood by, not knowing what to do. Then I remembered my parents' rejection, and thought about what would happen if Claire ever told anyone what she had seen. That society as a whole would reject me. I couldn't let that happen, so I jumped into the pond myself and held her head underwater until she stopped flailing.
You? So, it was you? What the fuck? All those years I felt horrible, blaming myself for not telling anyone about her alcohol addiction before it was too late, thinking that's what killed her, yet it was you all along.
I'm sorry, but I can't always control it.
For real. Damn it all to hell.
Don't even try. Your magic doesn't work here. Only mine does. Cosmo made sure of that.
Figures. You've always been a coward, Garm. Even back when I was just a mortal teenager with no knowledge of the occult world until you transformed right in front of me, you couldn't take me on. So it's hardly surprising that the only way for you to feel safe around me is to put me behind magic-proof bars.
And yet, you don't seem as dangerous as you were back in the day, Aya. When I learned that you were in town and started entertaining the idea of our reunion, I wasn't sure what to expect. But I quickly narrowed it down to the two most likely scenarios. My hope was that you had moved past what happened all those years ago, and were willing to engage with me on neutral, perhaps even friendly terms.
That's because you're a psychopath, unwillingly blind to other people's feelings. You killed a member of my family. How could I possibly let that go?
You couldn't, which leads me to the second scenario. I figured you might be out for revenge. After all, that promise for old time's sake that you alluded to earlier was a threat to my life, should we ever meet again. But as it turns out, your visit to Oasis Springs had absolutely nothing to do with me. And if you had chosen any time other than the hunting season to come here, we might not even have met.
Shit happens. What's your point?
Despite everything, you're offering me a deal that basically boils down to forgive and forget if I agree to your terms. But be honest, Will we really go our separate ways, and you just leave me alone like nothing happened?
Drop the present tense. I'm not offering that deal anymore. I offered it before and you refused. There's no going back.
Very bold of you, considering your current situation, but that's not an answer to my question. Have you really gone so soft that you considered letting me go if I simply relocated my business for the duration off your visit?
I don't know what kind of answer you're hoping for, but your business is not hurting me personally. Although I'm not a fan of it, the concept of humanoid creatures eating each other is as old as humanity itself, and not my problem to fix. I have my own problems that led me to the alien facility, but our appointment was cancelled, thanks to your fucking dogs biting our tour guide.
Seriously? That's what this is all about? If only you had said so sooner.
Then what?
There's yet another way this could play out. One that involves both of us getting what we want. Interested?
Yes. I take it the spell worked at last. Sorry, Evangelina, I cheered too soon. It turned into metal, not silver. That's a start. Silver is a metal after all. For someone who specializes almost exclusively in telekinesis and has never tried her hand at this kind of magic before, you're making fast progress. Not fast enough. If a werewolf were to attack right now, I wouldn't be able to defend myself. I have a pistol at work though. If only I could create silver bullets out of thin air. Leave it to the mumminis then. How is your other project coming? You mean my journey of self-discovery? It's been put on hold until we get another appointment at the Alien Search and Research Institute, and that in turn requires us to get rid of the local threat first. I haven't heard from the others since they texted me about the werewolves. All I can do now is wait, and hope for the best.
There. I've told you who's really running this show. Now we can both keep doing what we're doing without getting in each other's ways. Sounds like a perfect new deal to me.
No. You murdered my grandmother and led me to believe it was my fault, not to mention all the other horrible things you've done since then. I can't let you keep terrorizing the world like that.
I thought you didn't give a shit about the rest of the world.
And I thought a long time ago that you were my friend. Sucks to be betrayed like that, doesn't it?
Only for you, because I will have a witch burger for lunch today. Or should I say a sandwich?
Bring it on, you deranged fucker. Yes, run. Run for your life, you monster. If I ever see you again, I'll make mincemeat out of you. That's a promise. I didn't need magic to defeat you back then, don't need it now. Burn hell, you rotten son of a bitch.
That did not sound like the mistress's scream.
We're done here, bitch. Thank you for your patience. What? Don't like my new look? It comes with being a monster slayer, you know. But okay, I'll get rid of it. Wouldn't want to ruin your beautiful unicorn hair anyway. I like this version of you a lot better than the other one.
Yeah, I was beginning to wonder about that.
When you became a werewolf, I was a little worried initially, because of my past with Garm. He was the first person I ever saw transform into one, back when I thought werewolves were just mythical creatures from horror movies. But that chapter of my life is officially over now, and I'm not the type of person to dwell on traumatic experiences. So let's look ahead, shall we?
We shall.
Sorry, the bar isn't open today. Personal matters.
Mum is taking her sweet time.
Don't forget who your mum is. I'm sure she'll be fine.
Yes, definitely. She'll make a fine meal. A bit chewy perhaps, but that's to be expected when the meat is centuries old, and nothing that can't be glossed over with the right seasoning.
Yes, the seasoning is the most important ingredient. It can turn any average meal into something truly elegant.
Sure, we shouldn't tie that one up too.
He is too powerful. There aren't any shackles here that could hold him, but my mind control will.
I'd still feel better if he stopped talking.
You're right.
Wicked.
Aya, finally. We were worried about you.
Sweet, but unnecessary. I've dealt with our problem, at least for the time being. Turns out the evil redhead wasn't even the boss of this cannibal club, but some alien scientist named Kimet, who works at the alien facility.
What? Well, shit.
You used a swear word, so it must be serious.
It's awkward. You see, Quinette is my contact on the inside.
The same one that didn't warn us about the dog attacks because she allegedly thought they weren't happening anymore. What a big fat lie. With friends like yours, Loki, who needs enemies?
She may have been the woman behind the man, but that man is now gone. I can't imagine his son Antulak is continuing the business without him, at least not anytime soon. Which means the alien facility doesn't need to close its doors to the public again, and since Asma Yildiz has recovered from her injuries thanks to my potion, we can finally have our guided tour. As for Kimet, we'll burn that bridge when we get to it.
Pragmatic as always, Mum.
Lock this place up. We have preparations to make.
Hey, where's my father? And where are you going? You can't just leave us here like that.
Be a good dog and keep quiet, then we might come back and let you loose again before we return to Windenburg. This tasty steak should keep you from starving until then. Consider it your father's final gift.
What? What do you mean by that?
Let's just say, I've changed today's lunch menu. Instead of sandwiches, you'll be having hot dogs. Because a wise man once said that dying without anyone willing to eat your remains is the greatest shame. It means you have no friends. Enjoy your meal.
What? No. Dad. Now you've killed both of my parents. I'll get out of here and find you, and then I will make you pay.